Hello, it is Lord Hayward. I'm streaming some 2D4X. I was just thinking about my computer's acting strange again, which it does every stream, and I was thinking like, why the fuck haven't I bought a new computer? And I just have some weird aversion to spending money. It's it's somewhat annoying. I annoy myself. Anyways, we're gonna stream some 2D4X today, but we're also going to. I gotta click some button or some shit. I don't know over here. We're also going to look at, I did that stream with Crystal Mess with AI, and I kind of, so what we did is we had a Claude agent, which is like an AI agent. There's a weird bug here that I made note of before the stream started. I just happened to notice the description has some weird shit in it. But it still works for some reason. Oh, I guess the game's not running. We use Claude. He's an AI guy, and I was curious, like, is game development doomed with AI? Basically, I'm not a pro AI person, which a lot of people in this, when we were streaming it, thought that, because I was impressed by what the AI could do, but it made me extremely depressed later, because there's so much to say about this subject. So let's go over what we're doing with this thing, and then we'll talk about that a lot forever. So what we're working on with this is still the same game. Let's click load and see what it does. I couldn't get any errors out of this, but I know that there's problems, and I have. So this is the game. It's 2D4X, so it's like a strategy game it's inspired by like Paradox Games and Dominions and whatnot. Here's our population. There is a bug where these guys over here should be getting the capital number. We have a couple of bugs actually that we got to fix. And bug with the top bar, all sorts of weird shit. But right now, yeah, what the hell? Top bar is totally fucked up. What if we unpause it? Still fucked up. Yeah, we got a couple of bugs that we got to fix, but we're not going to do that today. We're going to finish the saving and loading. And one of the things that it looks like the step we're on here, I have a project on this is an open source project, is that the population data, we have a list now. When we save it, we had to save like a list of all the population, all population data list. So this is the list of all the population. Oh, here it is again. This is the same person? No, this is a different person. Yeah, there's some. This is their description. Wonder where it's getting this, but then it works. Wonder if it's in my Excel file. I have a language Excel file. I don't want to fix that right now, but like it's hard not to just fix issues when you see them. Let's see. Is there like a weird... What is that thing? That's a perk? It's a perk. Yeah, and see, it seems like it's pulling over part of this. And this is not... But you can place this places, it would be under, let's look here, and this is possible, it would be under this thing that it's reading as perk data, but this perk, leader of people, there it is. The fuck out of here. Okay, anyways, I think we fixed that. We'll find out in a second. So it's a 2D4X game. We are working on saving and loading the game because we need to get everything serialized, basically. One of the things that Crystal Mess suggested when we were doing the AI thing was like, you should copy your game over and have it see how the Claude agent can fix your game or work on your game. And I was like, no, I don't want Claude to have access to my code, because that's like a thing that there's a problem with AI, is that it's stealing everyone's shit. And it's weird that that's kind of like acceptable in the AI world. That I'm not talking about what Crystal Mess was talking about. I was talking about like how they can just go scrape the internet and suddenly have, use everything, like on my YouTube channel, I offered said, do you want to opt in that the AI can learn from your YouTube channel? I was like, what? No, I don't want to opt into that. I'm sure they still do it. Uh, I tell a story all the time about Code Monkey. I was doing a tutorial. I was watching one of his tutorials and kind of following along and typing the code. And at the time, I was using GitHub's AI thing. I got like a free 30-day thing, and it was putting his code in, like it was ripping his code off completely. So I don't think that's a good thing. I worry that AI is going to put us out of jobs and stuff. But and so we did that stream, and we wanted it to make a Vampire Survivors clone. We first had it made Snake, which isn't that complicated, but it made the Snake, and then it made Vampire Survivors clone, just the basic version of it, pretty easily, and I was pretty impressed with that it was able to do that. But impressed doesn't necessarily mean that you like it. you can be impressed by all, like that's a good thing. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a good thing. And I think that's what that people were taking. I had, like, at the end, I had to explain what that, like, once again, the trolls started showing up on YouTube. YouTube's always filled with fucking trolls. Not always, but often it's the troll. That reminds me, I gotta double check that my stream is working on both. And I gotta fix my music too. I really wish that you guys could hear the music that I'm listening to. I really, really do, because I think it would really help out this, like, the death silence that's in the background, of me talking. God damn it, what am I doing? I'm clicking on something wrong over here. So anyways, we looked at all that, we did that stuff, but since I paid for 30 days of it, I wanted to look at it some more, because I was a little... we only did it for like an hour and a half, and with the Vampire Survivors clone that it made was the most simplistic version, and it was just, my question to Crystal Mess was that, like, what happens when the game gets complicated though? Is everything going to fall apart? Because my experience with ChatGPT is the more complicated it gets, the more confused it gets, and it starts hallucinating and having problems. So I copied over a different game that I was working on that I just call Economy Game, which the point of it is, here, I'm going to bring it up over here, I guess. The point of the Economy Game is to, it's supposed to be like a stock market. This is a slow computer, by the way. It's supposed to be like a stock market game, but with, like, so the plot of the game is that the Earth has opened up some sort of portal on another planet. It's a multiplayer game. Every player is a company that is trying to exploit the resources on this planet. And I just look at this, because there's a pound thing. Anyways, so there's nothing on the planet, and so there's no pre-existing infrastructure. So the idea behind it was that every person that would connect with their client would have to build everything from scratch, and you would make money by selling things and then selling things back to Earth that you've manufactured or that you've mined or whatever. You can mine ore or whatever. I was at the very infancy of this project, where I just basically had gotten the clients to connect, and there was a list of workers. You could buy workers. That was exactly as far as I was at. And so I copied it over to Claude and told Claude to work on it. This thing is something that Claude has been updating. I don't think I'm trying to find something that it's added since the initial. So this is all basically Claude now. All of this stuff. I've been working with a bunch. Well, only for like 2 days, and this is one of the main things. Working with an AI agent is the boringest fucking thing in the world. Like, so it removes all joy from game creation. Like, there's no fun. This shit is it becomes immediately a fucking job, and it's a chore to deal with it, and it's annoying, and it's boring. So I've been learning how to do C sharp and um, Godot, and I started on Unity, and some days I like spend 3 hours on one bug because I don't know what I'm doing or whatever. Those like depressing streams and where I'm frustrated and stuff are way more fun than dealing with the Claude agent. It's so fucking boring. It's like excruciating, and I feel like that's a huge thing. And so one of the other things that I keep reading about is that what's going to happen is there'll still be game developers. But there'll also be, you'll have to work with an AI agent, and you'll have to be like a prompt writer or some shit. That seems so miserable. Like that, like just sucks all of the creativity out. And the prompt writing is so boring. Oh my God. It's like, it's literally like, it's just so depressing, dude. Like if this is what, like, I don't want to become I would like to, I'm a hobbyist game developer, and I don't think I'd want to do game development as a job. But if I was making enough money why my music just stopped? That was weird. It like switched songs on its own. Maybe the song was cut off. Anyways, if I was making enough money on my own with my game development, that'd be nice. But it's like something that I don't want to be forced to do, because I think that would also ruin it. Like where I'm forced, if I had to do my hobby for a living. Yeah, now like one ear changed. The fuck? What? That was very strange. Sometimes my mute button, which should have nothing to do with the sound I'm hearing, I mean, besides not hearing my voice, it's something in this little thing gets fucked up. Anyways, so yeah, it's pretty excruciatingly bad. It's so unfun. Anyways, we'll play this real quick just to show you what it's done. And I spent about 2 days with Claude, telling it to do stuff to get this far. And I think a professional developer could have done the same amount of stuff easily in 2 days. Where I always get this audio error because I'm remoted into this computer. So basically, this is the client. It runs. This is the server. I have a headless server because I'm going to upload this to like a Unix Linux machine, and then so it needs to be headless because there's not going to be a GUI on there. So and then this client connects to it, and so then we can log in. And so this is our game so far. The server's running in the background. Yeah, my sound suddenly got fucked up. That was very strange. Maybe it's just this one song. I'm skipping songs. Or maybe I'm losing my hearing in my right ear. That'd be bad. So a lot of it. So this is like the client that you would see if this is one. The name is just one. It looks like we have somebody assigned as a worker. So there's a tick that happens every 15 seconds. An hour passes. There's 5 workers. This is the 5 workers that this user has, and username is 1. And we have 5 workers assigned to the Earth Food Vat. We have an inventory. We have 84 green vat food. We have a headquarters. This shows all our workers. This was actually kind of painful to get it to center this thing. And I don't think it's done right. Also, what's up with this guy's salary? What? So it doesn't, I have to, so the next thing on the list is to tell it to, I'm not sure. I was looking at this happiness thing. I think this happiness, I think I told it that each time at the end of the week that they get paid, they get more happy, but it like there's some minor stuff that it doesn't understand a lot of shit. and you have to be very precise, and even then, whatever. Anyways, I think I'm going to have to put the next step of this is to put in a schedule, because currently they just work for 40 hours if we assign a worker. Oh, it's broken. Oh, no idle workers. Oh, we have to hire one. So we have to hire one from Earth. We assign them. They should start at 50% happiness. So this is basically, and then they generate this, and then on the market you have these different things you can sell. These are sell orders. So this is the sell orders by this client. The fuck is this? So there's weird shit like this all the time. This is pretty regular, constant when you're working with it. It's going to throw weird. I told it to do a scroll container, I think. So I was trying not to use like Godot speak when I was working with it. So it's too stupid. Oh, is there another one right here? So stuff like this is the part of like where you're like, obviously I meant up and down, dumb shit. And it does not. So I did use what I just called Godot speak, where I said you need to put it to expand the container, and it did not understand that. I think these are. Yeah, it doesn't work the way I would do it as a human, which is where I would have these stuck. This one is stuck to the middle. This one's stuck to the corner. Yeah, this is all fucked up. Anyways, so we got and you can pick the different resources that are available, and goddamn, that's a huge pain. I don't even know how to describe that to the stupid thing. So this is as far as we've gotten, which like I said, I think a human could do this exact thing. You can log out and log in with another account. I don't know if I have another account here registered. We can just register it. And so this is a new account. We can go to the market, and it should show the same thing. See, with this, I was trying to find that cursor. How funny that there's a little like, that's hilarious that it did it that way. What was I saying? Anyways, so this is showing the other ones, but this client, which is number 2, you player 2, and everyone starts out with $100,000, $10 million. I guess $1 million. And so, like I said, the idea behind it is that there'd be economy. You would hire these workers. The Earth workers are slowly hired. They're in the Earth terminal where the Stargate is, or whatever. And so I guess I'm gonna have to tell it to fix this thing. And so we'll do both today. We're gonna stop this. What is that? That was under the market. Because this thing will just grind in the background. Is that where that was? Oh, I stopped it. I think it was in the market. Yeah, it was. But since I paid for 30 days, I figured I'd get get it the most out of it. But it is not, like I said, so that like little error is going to take forever for it to fix, probably. In the market, you have put scroll containers that allow scrolling horizontally. They should be for vertical scrolling. Also, each column of, I know I'm spelling everything wrong, of information should be its own thing. So the first, that's too much. That's too much. You can't, I've noticed that you can't give it a lot of information. There we go. Zim, how's it going? Thank you for the regular lurk, by the way. All right, now we can work on my game. So I think the main takeaway that, to summarize my rambling, the main takeaway is you can get Claude agent to do what you want. But it's slow. I know that's a slow computer, and it's so tedious. So I think a professional programmer could do the same thing, equally fast or faster. Um, and I think though someone with no programming experience could make a game. And I was saying this in that AI stream. I am very pro that Godot is open source and C# you can just download. It's all free. That like the barrier of entry to programming is very low, and anybody can start learning how to make a game. Uh, and I think that's a really good thing. I think it opens up the gaming world for new creative ideas. But I have a fear that with if you had like a factory of people working with a Claude agent pumping out shit games that they're going to flood Steam with, I think that is bad. So I was saying that I think there should be a barrier of entry, but it should be just like you got to be a human. You got to have programmed it yourself. I don't know. I'm curious. I don't want to pay for a Claude agent more than 30 days, but I kind of want to take this process. All right, I got to tell it to do this thing on its own, to the farthest extent and see how long I can, or how much I can get as a program. I'm not gonna have any graphics in this game, so it's I don't have to download AI art or some bullshit like that. So I want to take it farther to see, but the thing is, like I said, it is miserable it is the most unfun thing. It is like a fucking job dealing with that thing. Like it really saps all of the joy of programming out of it. There is no joy of programming out of it. Like when it gets something right. So when I fix a bug, I get like a little endorphin rush. When I get a new little feature, like I'm like, oh wow, that's exciting. I want to do some more programming. And this, like it does something, and you're like, cool. All right, let's go to the next part. there's no nothing. All right, what the fuck were we doing here? So this thing, interestingly enough, for some reason in my brain I assumed that it was referencing this, but whatever. This will be fine. I'm surprised this didn't have more errors. There must be a translation bug somewhere where I fucked something up with that. But okay, so what we got to do, the problem we're having is this population list is not linked to the all population list, and I forget how we figured that out, but it's not. So when we save the game, we save all the population and it reloads from that list. No, it doesn't. So it loads some of the stuff from that list, and the other stuff it loads from the county because we saved each county individually. So I think what we want to do actually is, instead of having this data saved in the save game right here, if we go to this, so this is all the population data. We want to go to all county data. So this is for Cowlitz. Here's their population data list. It has every person that's there. I don't think we want to do that. I think what we want to do is save a reference to the all population data list, and do it that way from now on. It's going to really fuck things, by the way. Yeah, I really, like, for like 2 days I was very depressed after that AI stream, because I was like, well, what the fuck is the point of me making a game? Taryn, how's it going? Am I close to finishing? Yes. No, I'm 5 years. I keep saying 5 years. Now it's a race, though. See, this is back to the AI depression thing. Now it's a race. After race, I have to finish it faster than AI can improve where they can make it themselves without me. So before there was no deadline. Now there's kind of a deadline. But that hasn't inspired me to work harder on it either. Man, we never updated this. I meant to change this to attractiveness, not looks. Yeah, yeah. How do you feel about AI? I I'm still against it, but I was very, and I still am. So that's the other thing. I'm also still very skeptical of the bubble that we're in. Oh, this thing finished. So let's see what happens when we run this again. Yeah. Um, we're doing 2 game development at a time here. One is we're having this AI agent work on a different game. And I was just saying, I'm going to keep repeating it. It is miserable working with an AI agent. I don't think I would take a job if I had. I was telling my boss, I was like, oh shit. I was like, at some point they're going to hire. I got to find that little cursor. It's still there. No, you dumb shit. If they, so I'm an IT manager. Basically, I'm like glorified help desk. If they said like you need to do your job, but like managed AI agents, I would quit. It doesn't understand. I don't know how to describe this. So this is on the market. Yeah, see like market items needs the line. You stupid piece of shit. The market items, market titles need to line up with each column, and the invisible scroll containers need to what did I spell there? Visible horizontal scroll containers need to go away. This is the problem. This is the problem with it. It's like you're just arguing with it. Like, yeah, it's so. Once again, I enjoy, even on the shitty times where I'm just debugging for 3 hours and I'm getting frustrated. It's better than dealing with a AI agent. It's so tedious and miserable. Anyways, so let's link this. Let's, instead of us saving the actual data, let's delete the data and just have their population ID, which is something we added a couple of weeks ago. I was about to say days ago. Yeah, and that's the other thing too, is it did hallucinate some shit. It also does this other weird thing, which hopefully it will do today, which I think is, it shows its lack of capability. But I actually think if I was willing to, which I'm not, to have Claude look through this game's code, which is huge, we have a lot of shit in here, and tell it to clean it all up, I think it would do it. And I think it would probably do a good job. It would take all day, and you'd have to tell it to fix things, because sometimes it forgets like using statements and stuff. It will be like, I used link for this part, and then it will bug out because like it forgot to add a using statement. Damn, dude, my like sound's getting all. Man, I restarted my computer before I started streaming, but it is struggling today. I really just gotta buy a new one, but I don't want to. Anyway, forget stuff like that. So I think it would clean up my code and make it look better. I wouldn't know where anything was then. I wouldn't want to do it for that reason, because it would move shit all over the place. So I guess that's the other thing, is it could take a junior programmer's job, but at the same time, I think you're probably just replacing one person for a different person. Like, you would fire the junior programmer and you would hire a prompt writer. I think there's something fishy going on too with that whole idea. I think everyone thinks it's going to increase productivity, and I don't think it is. I do think some people are going to lose their jobs over it, but it's just not going to be as overwhelming as we think. Anyways, let's go back to this. Let's go back to real programming here. So we use the population data Actually, let's first look at the order that I did this in. So in the game generation, um, yeah, it's still at it's low. It's weird too. Like this problem that this is a. I don't think it. I think this is gonna take up for this problem over here. Oh, are you done? Um, I think it's gonna really struggle with this one because I don't even know how to describe it. I could show it to a human, and the human would immediately know what I was talking about. But trying to describe this issue to a dumb piece of shit. I was thinking about me this morning. I think about weird shit. So I was thinking about warp in video games and fiction. You know how they like warp, and I was thinking about like in the good old days, they always have these excuses for why it takes a long time for like people can you can't just warp all the time. Like you can't warp from one place to another. You know, even with wormholes, like there's always some time thing has to happen. What the fuck is this? I can still see the. Oh, okay, all right. I wish I could send it a screenshot of the thing it wrote. Like, look at this. No, you're making it worse. He's making it worse. It's making it worse. All right, I'm gonna have to get. What is this type? It doesn't even understand. All right, I was too vague. This little thing where it appears, where a thing appears and goes away, also was this thing, and it slowly disappears. Right there was also excruciating to get it to do that. Like a human, once again, would know immediately what you're talking about. You have made it worse. You have made it worse. Did I leave this open? I don't want to fuck with this thing the whole time. Oh, let me start this again. Oh, I can't bring this to my other monitor. 1 second here. Market. Market items below market. What? Below the title market items, there should be a list of the 3 market items. Oh, you know the other crazy shit it did. So I said save those 3 things: the VAT food, the iron, and the iron ore to disk as a JSON. It did that no problem. But at the same time, because I was sitting here watching it do its thing while I was actually on my other monitor, was doing something else. I noticed it wrote this code that said, if reading from disk fails, use this other code. And the other code was a duplicate of all the information that we were reading from disk. And so I was like, that seems like a terrible idea, because what happens if you change the thing on the disk, it doesn't read, and it's pulling it from this duplicate code of all of the stuff. So I was like, that seems like a terrible idea to do it that way, but I want to see what happens. And literally like 10 minutes later, it started feeding the bad code. It wasn't reading from disk. It just didn't do that. It like bugged out on the disk part, and it started sending me the bad code from the thing. I said, get this shit out of here. If it doesn't read from disk, fucking crash. Stop it. You know, it's got to read it from disk. I don't know. It may have snuck that code back in. There should be a list of the 3 market items. Below the next column should be a list of open orders. The next column should be a list of that client's orders, like you had it before, but without the weird scrolling. So on my game, we need to see. This is gonna be a lot of work changing this, but we need to basically just break it pretty severely. I'm just calling you. And how's it going? I am working on a strategy game, inspired by like Paradox games and like Dominions. Not the card game. There's a card game called Dominions, which isn't very good. And we're working on saving. And did I close this? We're working on saving and loading right now. Dominions, yeah. There's like I said, there's a card game called Dominions as well, which is not the one I'm talking about. I'm talking about holy shit. Okay, no. I got some crazy lag. Dominions 5, which is like this one. I gotta find it. Here we go. It's like this. Yeah, Paradox. No, not that game. Like the Paradox games like CK3. Is there a game called Paradox? Is my sound fucked up? CK3, you know, Crusader Kings 3. It's actually more similar to Victoria 3, but I didn't know that when I started it. So yeah, well, the first thing we're gonna have to do is fix the population data. The county data. We're gonna get rid of this. This is gonna be a list of ints, and then we're gonna implode everything. That's what we're gonna do. Oh wow, all these lists are gonna have to be like that. It seems like there definitely should be a game called Paradox. Paradox game. It just brings up the company I was talking about. So let's think about this here. I think we're gonna have to change all of these. Let's make sure I push this code. I did not push this code. Let's push this code first, because this is going to be a very dramatic change. It'll also make the save file much smaller. So I don't remember what we did last week, because I must not have pushed this last week. Before changing the county data, population lists, I don't know why those are capital, to ints. I don't know, just do it. Oh my God. Push. Yeah, I yammered on about that shit for 30 minutes. Jesus Christ. All right, we're going to double check. I know that seems crazy, but we're right here. Oh my God, ska. I'm listening to ska, guys. I'm sorry. I know you can't hear it, but all right, I got to switch this whole thing. Oh, it was right there. Open source. You do? What do you like to work on? You use a Godot? Okay. I got sidetracked there. Let me look at something. Not projects. Make sure that this, updated a minute ago. All right. Sometimes I worry. All right, I'll look at your thing over there. 1 second. I need to go back to my thing. Do I like shaders? No. It's not that I don't like them. It's I've only messed with them a few times, and I I didn't know that they had their own fucking language, which is just, it's like, why? Why is there a special shader language? That seems crazy to me. Let's see over here. I have to mute this fast. Oh. So, oh, you're like all in dog shaders, coding layman. So you're all into shaders. How to set behaviors, learn how to promote characteristics. So you do like tutorials? Use canonical representation of elements in this setting of ideas. So I like I said, well, no, I use this shader in my other game too, just for an outline. I always have to open all videos on my other monitor to make sure that they're not porn. 2 girls, 1 cup or something. So because I don't know that much about shaders, what part of this is shaders? Like each one of these things? I don't know if you can see my mouse. I mean, you should be able to, but it's hard to like one on the white there. All right, I'm gonna put this back over here. I'm gonna give you an upvote though. You gotta upvote your own things. And I say that through experience. So everything is a single piece of shader. So on YouTube, I noticed when I used to, so I still have another channel where I stream video games, and when I would export my videos from YouTube or to YouTube, I didn't do anything with them, and I noticed they would get like 0 hits, 0 views. And the minute I started upvoting my own video, I started getting hits. So as a fellow YouTuber, I would highly recommend you upvote your own video, which seems like insanity. It seems crazy that would matter. All right, let's break all this shit. So I think what we're going to do, this is going to be kind of brutal. Let's jump to the top here. What? Home. Let's get this fucking thing out of here. We might have to roll this all back. We'll go through each one. Yeah, so each one of these lists, we're using a Godot. Man, this is going to make it pretty brutal. Another time it did this? It's going to be kind of brutal. I wonder if it resets this every time I open it. And I keep fixing these. Because we have a lot of lists. Now I'm thinking that I don't want to do it that way. Okay, so let's think if there's another way to do this. So we have... So every county needs to be linked to that list of population. It's over here. So this is in this list of all population data, because they're not, when we save them and load them again, they become their own objects. So they're not like referenced to each other. So I think we have to just do ints. Man, that seems fucking brutal though. So let's go back up to would you go back up to the top? Oh, we're at the top. Let's look at the first list. First list. Where'd you go? First list. Oh, I'm in the wrong goddamn thing. I know. Isn't it weird? I found it's weird that all video games are just like lists of shit. So the population data list is the first thing that we would change here. I didn't like when I started this learning game development process, I didn't like think about the fact that everything's just lists of everything. And like, you know, you figure there's a better way than like keeping count of stuff, you know, besides it like just literally incrementally going up by 1 sometimes. But yeah, sometimes that's the way you do it. And it's like, guess that's just the way it is. So we won't be able to see this stuff in the inspector. I don't think there's a way, let's hit play on this. I don't think that there's a way to we can't make enums on the fly either. That was the other thought I had. Because then we could put enums. Let's see here. So like on here, if we click here, currently we should be able to, yeah, that's Portland. See a list of the population. This would all go away. We wouldn't be able to see that anymore, which is somewhat useful. Well, I know it's pretty useful for debugging, but it's not 100%. So what we would have to do, this would be just an int, right? So this would just be like 7 or something. So then we would have to go with, we would have to reference 7, go back to here, and then go, oh, it's not here. Where did we put that thing? It probably doesn't have an export on it. It's, oh, the population list doesn't have it. For some reason, the population list is, where's my saved data? It's not a Godot. I don't remember why I did it that way, and that was like 3 weeks ago. See, I'm trying to talk my way around at finding a better way to do this than, I really like that all the data's there, but it also causes a problem when we load it. This is something I didn't think about with the loading. That it would break all of the references. What was the problem with this? Maybe we can go at it a different direction. Was it... Oh, I think it was the subordinates. Oh, you can't have any subordinates? I think it was the subordinates were not coming through correctly. Well, that's still broken. I can't remember. I should have wrote better. Did I put some better description here? I did not. See, I fucked myself again. I can't remember what the actual issue was, but I know that these things, no more people to recruit. Yeah, Godot already has a UI system in there. I, created this UI system, but it has the ability, all the UI elements are there. It's very ugly. I mean, mine is. But my game is 90% UI. This is broken, by the way. This is not working. This should have, see how this one has this down here? Mildred should also have that. It's because of the save game thing. Man, I am just procrastinating. I cannot, because I don't want to do, this is like a huge, huge change. So what was, let's see what happens when we save it. I think this was the deal. Go back to our save game. That was a quick save there too. Let's go to Portland. Where's this list? Can we, basically, I'm trying to find a way to not do this, because what we're going to do is so insane. All right, Albert Johnson. What would have changed on Albert Johnson? I saw some people getting some skills. What are these skills? Scavenging. Scavenging is 31. Do I like math? You know, when I was a kid, I loved math, but as I've aged, my math skills keep getting worse and worse. 31, like incredibly bad, and it's a problem that is not going away. Do you like math? I loved math when I was a kid. What was this person's name? Albert Johnson. So we are in the all population data list here. Let's see. I don't think Albert was scavenging 25. Yeah, so this is the problem. So this Albert, I guess I just bring this over here. This Albert has a scavenging of 25, and this one has a 30. So that's part of the problem, is these are not updating. So we could do it the other way. Oh man, what a pain in my ass. We need to reconnect these somehow, is what we need to do. So that would make our lives easier. If instead of changing them all to ints, if we reconnect the reference, how the fuck would we do that? Because there was another problem that I can't remember from last week. I'm like envisioning the code right now. Like, do we just want to say fuck it and do a list of ints? How many times has Albert saved on this fucking save file? Albert. We got two Alberts. All right, let's think about this too. There is another idea we could do here. We get rid of the all population list. We just blow it away. Because every person is in a county. They have to be in a county. Let's think here. So if we go back to game generation, for your video that you showed, what engine did you use for that? Yeah, the shader in their own language it's painful. Unity? Yeah, I came from Unity originally. When I was learning, I'm still learning, but when I was, okay, so for game generation, what happens if we get rid of the population list? What is that thing doing? What happens if we just comment it out? What kind of hellish nightmare have I set myself up for if I do that? Why did I create that? Because there's a population generation part, which doesn't look like it's open. We don't need that. We might need that. We probably don't need that. You load all the elements to a list and reorder them where you need them. What is that in response to? Sorry. Let's see here. Look at this code. So was that the solution to were we just adding this here? That was the solution. So we have this all population, But we are right here. We're adding it to the county as well. Why did I? What was this? We already have. Yeah, we're already saving everything to JSON. The problem isn't that it's not saving. The problem is that they're disconnected because I have two parallel lists basically, except that they're not all the same. So I think we were doing this for the save game because we needed this to get the heroes and stuff. Let's comment this out. We hadn't moved over the county generation yet because these already are being assigned to the county. I think we can get rid of this all here. It's going to be kind of, we're going to have to do that thing we did the other day where after like it's generated, it's going to have to go back and fix some things. So let's get rid of this population, this population thing first. And I don't remember why that was a C# list. Yeah, we'll comment this out. We'll comment this out. We don't need this. We were doing a count for some reason. Yeah, so this will not add it back to there. So we still have in the county. And originally everything was saved just to the county. This was a solution to a different problem. And I think what we can do. Okay, so here's part of that reason. So we were doing this for each hero ID and all hero lists. We know the location of this hero, I think. Where is this in? This is in faction data. So the hero is, we know the location of the hero. So we're going through by hero ID. The hero ID is actually a population ID. They all have their own. Oh shit, do they? Yes, so they all have their own population ID. So the hero ID, it goes through by hero ID, and we were pulling it from this list. But what happens if we go instead? They're also always going to be at the top. What order are we doing this in? This is in faction data. So we generate the faction first. And this is the DTO from DTO. When we load, we do it in the opposite order. That's what the from DTO thing is for. And that is under our auto load thing, actually. Where's our save manager? I'm pretty sure I just have to double check because of my fucking shitty ass memory. Do I already have a time counter? Yes. It already does ticks and stuff. I'm pretty far along. But the details. Save game, I need you. Where's my load game? Here we go. And we are, this is the save from DTO. This will just be empty. I'm going to leave that there for now. I need to see the order here. Yeah, so it does it in the opposite order when it loads it. So when it's generating, it goes by faction, then it goes county, and then when it loads the county. So the faction will already have, the from DTO will already have the county data so it can reference that. So we could do this by we can get the county from the county. Yeah. So for each hero in all hero list, we're going to go, and I think we have it so that if the hero that's in a different list, though, so if the hero's visiting a different county, if the hero's visiting, so if we go over here, I don't know if this will work. Well, we can't spawn this one for some reason. Let's spawn this one. So if he's visiting over, no, we do not want to declare war. We just want you to go over there. I guess we have no choice but to declare war. Let's go over here. Oh, and I can't. That's another bug that we got to fix. That's all has appeared from the save game. Anyways, if we were to move him here, we're visiting. So we'll have to have another check. So let's do this. So we'll go for each int, hero equals. We need to get this here from hero location. Where is this in? Faction data. So this is actually going to be all county lists hero. Oh, we can't. No, we can't because we don't know the hero location until it's already been loaded. Yeah, it's C#. I'm gonna take a break in a second here. We can't do this because we don't know the hero location until after it's loaded. So what else? What is another way we can get this information? And why didn't I want to save all heroes? Because it's a parallel list. That's the problem. Which is why I did that thing. The thing where I have the ints list. The ints list. Interconnection between the scripts is key. Yeah, well, they're kind of too interconnected. Let's see here. Yeah, and so in the save game kind of showed, when we started adding the save thing, it kind of showed that they're too interconnected. Which I already knew, but I I was happy with how it was working. So we don't have that. We have to pull it from a list. We could have a list of hero locations. We could turn the all heroes list into like a dictionary of location, and we could totally do that. We could turn this all heroes list to a list of location hero. And then when we can pull by location and get this out of here. And that actually isn't a bad idea because it's instead of having it always going through the list, we could pull, we would know exactly where it was. That might be the solution. Let me go take a quick break. And then I will be back. I was about to reach, I don't have, on my other computer, which I streamed with the other day, I have like a button thing. Let's see. All right, let me throw my break timer and I will be back in less than 5 minutes. I'm back. You know, I'm thinking, wondering if you can even do a dictionary that is int and int. I mean, you got to be able to, right? Let me turn on my break timer. Let's see here. Let's go back to, I think that's what we'll do. I was thinking about it when I was outside a little bit. And we'll turn the faction data. We're going to go turn this into a C# dictionary. Yeah, it will be... yeah, I guess C# dictionary. Because it's not going to make any sense to us anyways, as a human. Int. Why are you got a problem? Oh yeah, no export. It won't matter. And now we got to go fix these problems. So at hero generation, or population generation, we got to fix that. We got to know... yeah, we're going to have to add this in. So for, let's see, add hero to all heroes list. I'm double checking. I turned off my break timer. What we need to do, we can err on the side of adding the hero to all heroes list because this check to see if the hero is already on the list. Because this checks to see this is not relevant anymore. So we're passing in a population data. Can we still do that? I think we can. But we can, this is some chat GPT shit here. So what we got to do instead is go location, comma, population data, population ID, and contains if it doesn't contain, oh shit, but a dictionary only can have one. All right, we got to do it the other way. We got to do it the population ID, because population ID is unique, and then their location. That is not unique, because there can be multiple heroes in the same county. So this will be dot population ID. Can we do that? No. What does this contains do? We got to have contains determines whether a single contains the we'll just have chat GPT fix this. And then we'll check the other thing. We'll see what Claude Code has done to devastate. Can you fix this? And I bet you it has not solved our problems over here. Reload. There's also an admin account on here that had Claude do. I don't know if it really struggled with that thing. Yeah, the fact that it makes it so miserable. Yeah, we're missing our orders. Are these things still here? I don't see them. I'm looking for the... Okay, so those things are gone. So it did fix that. It didn't fix that, though. I mean... I guess that's fine. Beautification is something we'll deal with later. Um, it's missing the orders now, though. Let's put in an order. No market oh yeah. Okay, the orders are here still. Oh, and the things here though again. Still. Is there another one? You still this stupid thing. What does it say it did? There's still the cursor. I need to replace the column-based helper method. You still haven't gotten it, man. I wonder. See, I think it's the problem is trying to describe this thing to it. Maybe I shouldn't worry about it right now. But this is a pretty major issue. And this is back to like the tediousness of using one of these things. Maybe it's something. What I've never seen this in Godot. This little cursor that you can grab. I mean, it's actually like an invisible box. I use boxes all the time, and I don't have that issue where you can grab shit. I don't think. Let's see. So right here in the middle is a column. Oh, look, our stuff started generating. We have negative 500. You can't go to negative. Yeah, there's no way to grab that. I think it's using, we could look, I suppose. What is this thing using? Middle panel, main, market panel. Market H split. What the fuck is a split container? Never used one of those in my life. Oh my god, like everything's a child of everything else. I guess that kind of makes sense. Okay, so it has, what the fuck is it doing? Order H split panel. Client orders. Okay, so it has this so that it can, what the fuck is it? VBox. I bet you it's this order split. No, because I was dragging it from over here. Yeah, this part. What is this thing? Dragging enabled. Split dragging. I think that's the problem. That's why I've never seen that, is because I've never used an H split. What the fuck is an H split? Godot H split. Learn something new every day, right? A container that splits two child containers horizontally and provides a grabber for adjusting. Okay, so that's the problem, is it's using this H split thing. So we can just tell it, don't use that shit. The problem is that you are using an H split container. Just use H boxes and V boxes. Jesus Christ, man. All right, back to the real work. What did you say, ChatGPT? We're using AI all over the place. Here are some Looks like the issue, man, my music now is too low. There we go. Looks like the issue is that the contains only takes a single item, not multiple arguments in your code. You need to check. I actually don't. We just want to see if the. No. We can just do it by population. We can just do. Oh, here it is right here. If is a string. I got an auto mod thing. Let me double check it. Oh. Let me move this over here. And okay. We're not going to look at that right now. We need to double check the heroes are in the dictionary. Get faction data from ID. Didn't I try this and it didn't work? Oh. Okay. All right. No, that works. This isn't used yet, but when the hero dies, can heroes starve to death? All right, so we need to also be able to remove this. So we better fix this one. Remove population ID. And we just need to go through these. I think this dictionary will be a better solution than what we had before. What is this fucking thing doing? We're in population data from DTO. So this is the original reason why we did this. This needs to happen after all the population data is loaded. All right, so this is no longer relevant. We have the little ChatGPT generated diamond there. We're doing hero subordinates. So for each sub ID in hero subordinates, okay, so this one we need to load. This one, so with hero subordinates, we should also, yeah, this is a list of ints. So we're going to pull this, where we're pulling it from the population data. We need to pull it from, we're going to get a bunch of bugs that we're going to have to figure out. It's going to be an order, an order of execution, order of whatever. So we need to pull this from all county data. We need to know population data, population location. This is going to be strange. So when they're moving, they don't switch their location until they get to their destination. So we're going to have to do something special there. So we have this population location dot. I think this will work. So what we'll do here is we'll just pull it straight from the county. And I think this was pulling the wrong, it was, and this is what we noticed last time that caused this whole conflict, this whole problem. Destroy a faction, and we also have a bug with destroying a faction. We actually have a lot of bugs that have appeared after the save game messing around. We're gonna have to go like a whole weekend at least just bug hunting. So we're going faction data. We're going through the, what are we doing? Remove all these faction heroes from the game. Remove the destroyed faction heroes from the game. So we're getting the faction ID by the this works, and then we go to the faction county population destroyer. Convert faction to dead. Oh, it's right here. So we're going through this is an array, I see. We're going to pass in a dictionary of ints, ints. And then it's going to, for each, we're going to need a key value pair here. Ints, ints, hero. For each one of these, so we're going hero, location. Does this thing still exist? I thought I destroyed this. Cannot resolve. Whoops. This is key value pair with a little. Oh no, I called it here. I did call it here. I don't. That's not the way I do this. I do it like that, and then I go, and we go value. So this is the hero's location. Man, this is going to be hard to remember. I wish there was a better way to do this. So we have the county, the select county. We don't call it select county anymore. That's some old shit. So we get the value from the location. We have the county, and then we need to remove a population data from this heroes and county list. So we need to have some sort of converter that converts a population ID from the population list from the county. So we know the key. Good God, I gotta change my music again. We know the key. See, it would be easier if we did this, but we need to go heroes and county list. I'm trying to think of the easiest way to do this. I think we can have a little converter that we put in the list, and we put in the list that we're converting and the population ID, and we have a for each that goes through the list. I think we'll put that in population data, because I think that's we have. So at this point, like if you think about this, we have the ID, which is a unique number. We don't have the list anymore. We don't have the population data list that's saved. It's all saved by county. So we have the county, and we need to get from the county data. And I can't remember, though. We can look, I suppose. In the county data, what did I just click on? In the county data, Albert Johnson. Who the fuck is Albert Johnson? Okay, so Albert Johnson. So the heroes are not included. I couldn't remember if they're included in the population list. So, yes, we are going to have to, we can put them in the population list. Nah, let's keep it this way. So what we'll do is down here, we will, it's going to be public static population data. And we're going to call it return population data from population ID with a little d. And we're going to have to pass in a list. We're going to have that, but we're also going to have to pass in a list of population data. And we're going to call this population list, comma. And then we're going to go for each. Whoops. I don't know why I got a capital F on there. What the fuck? Get the shit out of here. We're going to go for each. I already typed that twice. What do we call this? For each population. How are we going to go through this list? It's by, the list is by, it's just a list of population datas. So for each population, no, we got to do, Jesus Christ. I was rolling for a second there, and then all of a sudden I forgot how things work. If population ID equals population ID, return population data. And then we need to return null K and D. And then this, we need to go back to our dictator over here. And we need to, can I do this right here? I bet you I can put this right in here. We can go key value pair key, and then we put in this list. Can we remove this list from itself? I have a feeling that that's not going to work. Well, I didn't like this anyways. Oh, we got to put this in our... Can we remove itself? These are a different type of list. Okay, so let's go back to here. We'll make this a Godot collection. Godot collections array. Hey now. Population data. Yeah, this is going to be some cobbled together bullshit. Back to you. So I don't know, can we do this? Can we do this? Remove something from a list that we just accessed? As long as you're not currently iterating over the same list for the for each loop. Are we? I've done that so many times. I think I'm in like I have fear that that's going to be the, what's the term? I can't think of anything. Man, I suddenly have to go to the bathroom really bad. I hate when that happens. We're iterating over this population list that we passed through. We are. Okay, we are doing that. So in here, we're iterating through this. So let's. So if you try to remove null, what happens? If you try to remove null, what happens? Does it shit itself? Nothing happens. Perfect. That is what we wanted. Nothing to happen. Okay, so what we'll just do, because this iterates through this list, and then we remove it, and then it's gonna fucking crap out. We're gonna say population data hero. Then here, we're just gonna have to do this ugly, I think. Wait. We remove that guy. We could just do this here, probably. Again, but we got to put in the correct list here. I guess I can just do this. This is ugly as fuck. It's giving us underlines. Probably wants us to do something different. Like call it something different. No? Why are you... Yeah, this is ugly as fuck. There's got to be a better way to do this, because there's a problem with this. When we get to this thing right here, we're gonna lose. It could be null at this point because this one could not have it. We need to pull this. So we're going to the faction county population destroyer. We're passing in the all heroes list, which is now a dictionary. So we should probably rename this actually to dictionary. But it doesn't have a list of the actual things. We got to get it by location. So we're going through the all heroes dictionary. We get the location of it. These are two separate lists, so we actually need to do this differently. Okay, it's a little bit more complicated now, but it's not the end of the world. I gotta skip a song that you guys can't see, and let's see here. So instead of this jack shit way, we gotta go. Oh, we're not gonna know. Yes, we are gonna know. No, we're not gonna know. Okay, so we gotta figure out. Man, it was so easy. It was so nice when we just had all the population data scattered across the whole game. The game had every list there was 40 lists of the population data in 40 different places. Okay, so the plan is actually to no longer use armies and county list. We're going to combine these. This is the plan. We decided this. When I say we, I'm talking about me and the occasional input from chat. The royal we. No, so that we decided that having these two separate things was jack shit. What is going on with jack shit? Bullshit. Jack shit? I don't even know. Jack shit. Is that even a term? Jack shit? I guess, yes. Something is jack shit, but I'm using it wrong. My brain is broken. This dictionary broke my brain. Okay, so we're not going to use this armies. So we're going to put a note in, and we're going to this save game thing I should have done a long time ago. We have this actually somewhere else. Let's move it. Changes so there's not army leaders, just aides. That's it. We're going to have to do this now. So we'll no longer, so the thing where it was declaring war, oh, I guess something else is broken in the meantime here. Where it was declaring war, the reason that's the whole reason that exists, the whole reason we have two different lists was for this. And it was good at the time, but no longer. All right, we're just going to delete this list out of here. Heroes, armies, and heroes. We're going to have so many. This one's going to go too. We're going to have so many bugs, dude. Shit is just going to implode. I kind of don't like this like this. All right, visiting heroes. Heroes in county. Dead people. Population data. All right, yes, I've set up so many errors. We got 39, but I mean, we're going to have bugs up the ass here. This shit's going to go. Now we just have one list of heroes in each county. And then we have a list of the population. When we get to the war part, we'll have to the player will have to click a button, or the AI will have to figure out the button we click. And then this will just be hero. And same with this. We're gonna have so many bugs, dude. It's gonna be fucking... Let's go through this again to make sure that there's nothing catastrophic going on. We're getting a dictionary passed in. And the dictionary we go through... the dictionary is... hero in their location, and then we get from their value, which is their location, and then we go we get the hero from the heroes and county list. What happens if it returns null? Then the game's broken and it won't tell us. Let's put a GD print in here for the future, because we can't test this right now. Hero to what is this? Faction county population destroyer. Let's put a $sign here. Hero getting removed. Now what the fuck am I listening to? I'm just getting, you guys can't hear it, but I'm getting like the worst music in a row. Now it's just like the saxophone playing or some sort of horn. And it's bad. Hero, I think we have a get full name. All right, so this will be in here somewhere. I gotta change this shit again. You would figure, yeah, the whole song, it's like a 70s, it would be like in a movie, this music that you guys can't hear. Here, I'll turn it on for a second. It's really loud though, I think. Like imagine like a 70s movie, like the main character's just like kind of wandering the streets, looking for something. Maybe he's depressed, he's probably smoking, and like, maybe he's got like a drink in the other hand. Or maybe he's looking like, this might be part of like, where he's getting ready to go out for some, yeah, that little part right there. What the fuck is this music I'm listening to? That little part right there is the final part where he like slams the door behind him and he's gonna go out and whatever, fist fight the mob or something. Gotta put my OBS and all that shit back up. All right, next of the 34 issues. Some research points will be lost because heroes and population will continue to research items that are done. The amount should be insignificant in the long run. Passive Generates passive research. We're passing in a dictionary now. Why do you keep appearing way down there? I feel like it usually centers it. We're going to change this. Yeah, this is, I don't like this. What are we doing here? There's no learning check for population random. Okay, so this generate passive, I'm going to put a note in here. This is used for both normal population and heroes. So this is not going to work wherever that was. I need to go back to it. We can't pass in. You know what we can do? We're already going through every county. Oh, it's still not gonna. Yes, it will. It will. We can do this. Let's take this whole thing down here. We're going through every county right here. We actually need this to go up here. Stop. And then this will be heroes. Put that there. We'll KD it. We'll go generate. We need to pass in a list of whatchamafucks. We already have the county data. We'll go heroes in county list. That will also keep it from hey Joker, how's it going? Whatchamafucks. Yeah, that's the official. If you look up in the Microsoft Learn, that's what they call it. Is a whatchamafuck. How's your Saturday thing? Did you release your Saturday video? All right. Perfect. That will, we were already doing this, so we might as well, and it was weird that it went a different way before. We're no longer doing this. We're no longer doing this. We're going to have catastrophic bugs later. What is this? Counts everyone in a county. You can go away, and then you can go there. Why do we get everybody in the county? This includes the armies. That only works while the army is one person. that doesn't seem. I'm just gonna delete this, and yeah, we don't have armies anymore. We just got rid of them. Yeah, well, I mean that's how originally it was, but. Okay, what is this thing? Check for armies. Checks with a typo for spawned armies. If there is one, then it returns null. What? Otherwise, it spawns one. If there isn't one, then it returns on. No, if there is one, it returns. Okay, so what this thing does is it looks for an army. Yeah, this is part of the catastrophic bugs. So this is when like someone's attacking. It looks for if there's an army there, and if it isn't, it spawns like a militia group. Basically, they're not called. It's the army of one, but it's a militia group. Oh, my fucking music is. Oh, it just straight up crashed. I gotta close. Firefox has straight up died. Oh my god, can you see these guys talking? Shut up! I thought I had this. I thought I had this muted or whatever. Mute my friends. How do I mute you people? Somebody's playing War Thunder? Alright, I'm trying to make Firefox crash too. And then leave the group. No, I want you just to shut up. Oh my god, shut up. I don't even remember how to do this in Steam. Steam. settings. I can't see chat right now. So if you're like, good God, you just go to this one spot. It's like under friends or friends and chat. I usually have that muted, like no notification, because I hate notifications. Notifications. When I receive a room chat, always turn them off. Okay, we're back. You try to get the crash pop up. Sometimes I wait it out and I let it report back. Not very frequently, but occasionally I'll actually do that though. I'll be like, yeah, I want to report this. And other times, it will say like wait until it starts responding. Very rarely I'll also wait until it starts responding. Oh, and there's my music back. Depending on the program, a lot of times. Because it's a thing, and once again, I'm talking about my work. It's a thing I notice in my work where sometimes, when a program will be not responding, my coworkers always are immediately closing it, and sometimes it's just doing something, and you're like, you want it to. There's one particular program that it's a Windows thing. When you delete a Windows profile, that shit chokes every single time and says it's not responding. And in reality, it's just grinding in the background for the next 30 minutes. And so you want to like let it grind. If you stop it, then it's broken and shit's all busted. So yeah, sometimes it's very infrequently, but sometimes I'll wait it out, and other times I'll be like, yes, I want to report this shit to Microsoft. You made an app that stops responding while it's working faster for a few seconds. I've used some modding tools yeah, I've actually used some mods that grind when you like start the game. The BattleTech mod does that. The Rogue Tech and BTA 2062 or whatever it is, 3062. I think this wants to be private. We aren't using this anymore. Oh, I probably just deleted it. We'll fix this though, because this does need to be. We are going to use this. So for check for armies, we don't. How do you do that air thing? We're going to go. Well, it's not in use though. Oh, it is in use. Usually when it says one, it actually doesn't mean it. What is that thing? Throw. What's the throw? Yeah. The throw exception. I want it to throw an exception when it gets here, and then I'm going to comment it out. I think do you put it in the GD print, or you go throw except, I don't remember. What's the throw? In Godot C# 4.5, what? How do I throw an exception? I wanted to like really get, yeah, this thing. This thing is what I want. I had a question for you earlier, Joker. It was something to it. I think somebody asked me a question in chat, and I was like, can't remember what it was though. I can't remember. What we want to do is we want to throw an exception here. Can I put, oh, you need something. You need something in here. And then we'll do check for armies is commented out. And then I usually put like a little joke. You know, if you like math. That was it. That was it. Do I like math, Joker? The answer is sometimes. Oh, wow. This is pretty complicated. Holy shit. Holy shit, he says. All right, we need to comment this out for now because we don't have the army part built because we had to. Oh, did I go too far? Oh, I did because this is we need you to go here. We need that. Decide if heroes use newest equipment. Right. Well, we gotta rewrite that part. I was kicking it down the road, but now we can't do it. So we're gonna go through the all heroes list. This is in faction AI. Key value pair. Int. Key value pair. We need to pull. How are we going to do this? Faction equipment assigned. We need to get. Yeah, we need to. What is that thing that I just wrote? Population data. Return population data from population ID. We need to go. Let's actually not stick this in here. It's going to be a little complicated. So we're going to need a population data that's going to go in here. And then maybe. What is this? It is a population data. I wrote this very long ago. It's because I don't have this thing like that yet, I think. This is... Yeah, it is. Okay. We need to pass in the population list, which we're going to get that by county equals, it's in globals. I can't remember what it's called. Counties, parents, get child, key value pair dot value. And then we're going to go like that. And we're going to go county. And then we're going to go, what the fuck do we want out of here? Population list. Then we're going to go county dot county data dot heroes and county, comma, key value pair key. We did not make this complicated. If you're not, well, I'll just forget. Whoops. And so that solves the problem too. Okay, so this is gonna go. What is this shit? This is very primitive logic. Just go in the list of idle heroes and assigns the first research that isn't done to them. Why is this commented out? And why don't we get... We do have to... I guess that's another thing. Man, we have so many things that we need to go back through. We've added all these, like, back-end functions. And... they've broken other things. Whoa, what? What do you want? Don't you want an ant? key is an int. Here's our list. You want an int. That's the population ID. The beginning is of the population ID is, oh shit, you know what I better do here? Because this is going to get confusing when I forget. I keep thinking like, oh, I won't forget that. The fuck is this thing? I'm in the wrong place again. Faction data. Faction data. Let's go to the bathroom. Faction war dictionary. Where's our all heroes dictionary, for fuck's sake? All heroes. I called it an all heroes dictionary. I renamed it. I swear to God I did. Dictionary. We need to explain what these two ints are, because fuck me. This is hero ID, hero location. All right, I'm going to take a quick break. I will be back in less than 5 minutes. Let me throw out my break timer, which I just did. Let me stop my music you can't hear, and I'll be right back. Made it back with 7 seconds. Crazy. All right. I remember the question I had, too, for Joker, if he's around. Damn it. Now the ear sounds weird again. Right ear. Right ear sounds weird. Let's check on this stupid thing. Let's see what it did. Game running not embedded? What? Excuse me? I wonder if it's this that's causing me issues because I'm like fucking with something and it shouldn't. It's on a different computer. Okay, happiness 100%. These guys are oh, it just dawned on me why this is like this. This is like this because I said center. I meant right and left. We'll deal with that later. The little blinky things are gone. Looks like I have an update or something over here. Well, actually, let's run this again. We can still look at it over here. Hire workers, admin panel. Where the fuck are we? Middle panel, main, middle panel, inventory, workers panel, market panel. Market panel. Order book. Where is this stuff? Okay, it's there. Order book. Orders. This is a scroll container. This looks better. Where are orders, though? This looks... Oh, he put a grid? It put a grid? I mean, that's fine. Who gives a shit, right? I wouldn't have done it that way. Order control. All right, so it's missing. It looks like the V boxes are there, but now the orders are missing. But now the orders... now the resources, orders, and client orders are missing. All right, then we'll let this thing run for the next 30 minutes, an hour. What the fuck were we doing? 28, huh? We were working on something, but now it was a faction AI thing. Yes, it didn't like the key for some reason. Why don't you like this key? Faction data, all heroes dictionary. Let's jump to this. Wait, what? Oh, this is wrong. This is really wrong. This is, okay, so we got rid of this faction node thing. We're passing in a faction. We should be passing in a faction data. And then we'll rename this Actually, we will not rename that. We will delete that. That is not related to this issue, though. And then we need to go to this usage. This needs to be, we no longer use these faction nodes. Oh, this is so fucked up. We got rid of this a long time ago. Let's go to these usages here. This is in faction. Okay, so this faction stuff wouldn't have worked. It would have broke. So how this worked before, wow. This is a huge rewrite of everything. Is we used to have these faction nodes down here. We got rid of them. So what we got to do instead, it feels like we should have seen this error a long time ago. I guess if they're just not on here, it doesn't run it. Okay, so we probably would have ran into this at some point and I just didn't notice it yet. Okay, so for this faction thing, how does this run? So on main, every tick, the clock fires a thing. Oof. It does. I would like to say it doesn't, but it does. And I put an issue in a long time ago for, I'm going to move this over here temporarily, for a C# issue, and it was fixed. I'm going to go to the issue right now, is why I'm bringing this up here. View it on GitHub. So I put this in. Oh, wait, this is closed? It was open last time I looked at this. Because it was throwing these errors all the time, and it was... So basically, somebody figured it out. And the errors didn't do anything, but it was just annoying that it would have these like random number of errors, and on this game it would be like sometimes 24 and sometimes 32, always divisible by 8, I guess by 4. I gotta find a thing here, and it was this. So having this in here with any Godot collection, not any of them, just someone, it would throw these errors if they were initialized on some of the Godot collection arrays. So you had to get rid of them. Just recently, so I went through and got rid of them, and all the errors went away, and then I was having them initialized in other places. As you can see, I have a bazillion of these fucking things. Just recently, a new bug appeared because they weren't initialized, of course. But like I changed something, and so I put these back in, and this is why I was surprised this is closed, is because suddenly this is lit up with people complaining that it's happening again. And so back to the C# thing, I feel like a lot of times when they release a dev version, they don't really test the C# very well. One time I downloaded the new dev version, and you couldn't build the game. So like this, it didn't do anything. You couldn't build it, and somebody went like ape shit over that. And I was reading him just freaking out, and I kind of agreed with him. Like, you gotta at least be able to build the game when you release a dev version like that. You have to, because it would just throw a bunch of errors. And so I did the same thing this guy did, which was he went through and tried to debug the errors, Um, so I do wish they put a little more love into the C# thing. And I wish, but I do think the problem is that not enough people use the C#. I feel like there's. Do you use C#? Is that Are you a C# Godot guy? There's so few of us. What's I doing? Oh yeah, we got to figure out how we're gonna do this. So we could throw a node in here. No, we can't. Yes, we can. We could throw a node in here. So Joker, I remember the question I had for you. Why did you never tell me what an H-split was? I'm blaming all of my H-split problems on you. Running a build on a build-out game and isn't part of their... Yeah, isn't it? Like, that seems crazy to me. Like, if they had hit build one time... I mean, or play. Just like you never asked what... Yeah, because I never have seen it before. So while I'm running this, I'm using Claude on this other thing. Because I went through a whole diatribe. I can go over it again if you guys want. I can give you a concise rundown of my diatribe. But there was these weird things happening, and I was like, what the fuck is this? Why is it doing this? And it used this H-split thing. It was dumb. H-splits are stupid. I guess it's done thinking. I'll give a concise... I talked for 30 minutes about it. I'll try to summarize. I think a professional developer can do the same thing Claude can do at the same speed. There we go. It's back. So I had these weird like little things. This is not centered. Is this centered? This is not centered. But if you're like a hobbyist and you want to make a game, Claude makes game making miserable. It makes it so unfun. I've never felt like I was working a job creating a game. I even use as an example, I think twice now, I've streamed for 3 hours and tried to solve the same bug. So the same issue for the whole 3 hours, twice has happened to me, and I was frustrated and struggling the whole time. It still feels better than working with Claude. Claude feels like a fucking job. So this is the thing. If you have no experience and you don't have any interest to learn, I think you could make a game now with this Claude agent thing. And that kind of sucks. So I haven't tried to debug any of its code. I've forced it to do it. I don't want to do that. I'm doing it from I did write the beginning of the code, but I'm doing it from the point of view as if I had no experience, except I did just tell it how to fix this one problem because it couldn't figure it out. And it's doing it. It's making this game and it's working, but it is so unfun, dude. Like I just said, I've never had less fun making a game in my life. It's doing it though. Does my headquarters still work? Well, okay, this is actually fixed, the issue. So I noticed that because it was using... See, I use ChatGPT and stuff, but I'm learning with ChatGPT generally, I used it earlier. Do I still have it open? Let me move this back over here. Oh, here's my H split container. I couldn't remember how to do a throw thing. So that seems like a good use of ChatGPT because it just told me how to do it because I couldn't remember how to do it. Is this a good example? So this any example is probably good. So I ask it a question and it tells me, and then I'm learning though. Like I'm like, oh okay, whatever. I don't know what this is. Is selecting a list of like I'm learning something. Cursor is that which one is that? Is it which only interested in Ellen? They love giving you ideas. Yes. And so because I paid for the Claude for the test, we did like a stream with Crystal Mess. He's a AI guy. And I paid for the Claude thing because I wanted to test it. I feel like we need to know how good AI is. And we did it for like an hour and a half. Crystal Mess is always talking about Cursor. Okay, yeah. And someone in his chat was talking about how much they hated it. Maybe it was you. I don't know. Yeah. So like it's making this game. I like this all is new that it made. This market part I did as far as hiring Earth workers, and I decided to copy over this game because I knew I was never going to finish it, and I was just something to fuck around with, and it was complicated enough. I wanted it to be more complicated. When we did our test, it wasn't complicated enough, and so this is a multiplayer game. There's a headless server that's running somewhere right here, and this is a client. You can like log out. This login and log out part, I had already written. So here's a new user. There's no, oh, look, it put NA up there. So it does well with that. And I was saying earlier, now I'm just going to talk about AI again forever. I think it probably could, if I put this game, which is my like passion game, if I let Claude look at it and told it clean up this spaghetti garbage, I think it would do an okay job, but there would be a lot of debugging with me doing it and stuff. But the problem is I would be so lost when I went back to it. Like my craziness, I can kind of go with my craziness. I know like how I operate and be like, oh, I probably did this weird thing, and I did. Oh wow. But I also don't want to give Claude my code, even though my code's not very good. I just don't. I don't know. It seems weird to do. But so this code, I was like, I'm never going to finish this, and it was only like a login page. I also made it create an admin thing, which it did. It took a, whoops. I wrote the Ombre thing. I wanted a way to log in and clear the data without having to log into it, because I'm going to upload this to like a Linux server. So now it's cleared. I wonder if this will even work, because so you got to register, and if you call it admin, you're the admin. So anyone, it's not very secure. But let's go re-register one here. So once again, all of the login stuff I wrote, and let's see here. So this is back without any stuff. The idea being with this game is that, oh, it's broken. It's broken. Okay, what was it doing? Were you doing something? No, you broke. It's supposed to have a list of the resources when you don't have any, even when there's no orders and stuff. So this is the part where I'm talking about, where it's like, it's tedious. Because you also don't know, I cleared the data, and now the market is empty again without resources, or and then we let it do its thing. Yeah, is it like I think it's good with that. My boss is an accountant. That's his, and he says that it's like incredibly useful for the accounting side because of, like Excel. Like think of it. What the fuck? Excel? Yeah, my computer is in such bad shape because there's so much data that it's ingested. Um, well, the thing with to the where you said it's 10-year-old engine is young. It's the thing is that they've changed it pretty dramatically. So he also wrote some crazy thing that I was shocked I could figure out. So he has some. So he likes to make these crazy Excel things where like you fill in one cell and then all this other shit populates. And they're basically like ways to speed up production for whatever the hell is accounting stuff. And he actually got ChatGPT to write him a thing where if when the person saves their file to a SharePoint folder, it emails that folder or that file to someone and then moves that file to somewhere else. And I was surprised that I don't know why I'm shocked, but I was surprised that it did that and it worked. It wasn't VB script, it's some macro. I thought it would be VB script too. It's just some macro thing. Anyways, what was I doing? I was breaking something, as Joker would say. Okay, back to this thing. What is the problem? Oh yeah. All right, we're gonna need to put a node somewhere. Let's call it the faction dictator. Let's call it the faction dictator, even though that's not really what this does. I mean, it is the county dictator. I'm just trying to name them similarly. Maybe move to a faction dictator script. No, we're going to do a faction AI node. Yes. We'll rename this. No. We're going to call it a faction dictator for now. It's going to go above the county dictator, though it's not actually going to matter. We're going to create a new script, and it's going to be called faction dictator. It's going to not be here. It's going to be in right here. And we're going to open it. We're going to get rid of this. We're going to copy over this thing. Not that part. What the fuck does this do? We're going to bring this over. We kind of need that. We're going to bring all this stuff over. On tree exit. Where's our faction dictator? We need to put in a namespace here. And on ready, we're going to go for each for each faction data in cut this button here. So it's going to go through, and if they're not dead, it will subscribe to them, because we no longer have that node list. We got rid of that node list because it was just a pain in the ass, and it made life easier to have it gone. Well, I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is about anymore, so let's just get rid of it. We're subscribing, we're unsubscribing. So this will only fire when the clock tells it to fire. We're going to put this back in action just so that we can see if shit's going down. What is this crap? End of day? Oh man, we have to pass in some... Okay, this isn't going to work. This isn't going to work. So what we're going to need to do is for each this shit each time. So we'll just take this. Oh, wait. So it's going to subscribe. Each faction data is going to subscribe. No. This is the faction dictator just going to subscribe. Wait, we don't need this shit. This faction dictator will subscribe to the events. So it will do these events. It will unsubscribe when the node goes away or whatever. And then end of day. Why didn't we should have had so many bugs earlier, but I think it just skipped it was the thing. It just skipped, it just didn't run any of this stuff. So it wasn't bugging out because it just didn't do it. And then we'll just have it go through this, each one of these at the end of the day, you know, each one of these things. We might want to also, we'll have to think about this because this is going to, you know, when you play Europa Universalis 4, CK3, and the game chokes every midnight or whatever, every certain time thing, and you kind of got to wait for it to unchoke. Victoria 3 is really bad with that, especially late game, where like it hits a certain time. I don't know. I can't remember what it is with Victoria 3, every month or something, every week. I don't know, and the whole game fucking chokes. Well, we don't want that to happen in my game. So we might need to stagger this at some point where it doesn't go through every faction. Man, we need to fix so many things. Jesus Christ. All right, what is this thing doing? Convert faction to dead faction. Didn't we do this earlier? Unsubscribe from events. Isn't this right here? We don't need that to do that anymore, actually. We don't have, faction nodes don't exist, so this whole thing doesn't exist. We have a faction ID. We don't need this shit. We don't have a faction node. What are we looking at here? Convert dead faction. We have a faction ID. So we need, I think it's in faction data. Faction data equals get faction from ID. We'll pass in the faction ID. This will be, why is this a capital N? Oh, because we were changing the actual node's name. We don't need that. We don't need that. We don't, this can go away. We can just go here. That was significantly, now what are we doing down here? So we need our for loop thing again. Yeah, we're gonna have to stagger this shit, I think. Because they don't, some of this stuff doesn't all need to happen at like midnight or whatever. This part we used earlier, though. We need to pass in a faction data. Then why don't we pass in this faction data right here? We're gonna hit so many fucking bugs, dude. It's gonna be brutal. All right, faction dictator's good. Good to go. Now, back to why you don't like this key. They're both ints. We're passing in a faction data. Faction data has no matching param tag and XML comment. What the fuck does that mean? we're passing in. Oh, this is all fucked up. Oh, that's what it was complaining about. But why do you have a problem down here? So we're getting the value from the county. The value is the location. So we got the value, and that's county. And this wants an int. We want a list and an int. What is wrong here with this? This is an int. We have a comma. We pass this in. What is int? Why don't you like this? Key value pair. Value and key. Is this supposed to be a capital K? Good God. All right, problem solved. Yeah, we need to fix that. We're literally going to spend a couple of weekends, debugging all these things I've kicked down the road, because I kicked them down the road because they weren't that important, but we've gotten to the point where we've changed so much other stuff that we need to like go back through and just knock out every single issue. Those things, we got rid of the army list. So what is this thing doing? Check for recruitment. If the hero isn't moving, then recruit. Add that. Oh, concate. This is the thing where I used concate for the first time and I thought it was cool. And then someone said, don't do that. We don't need to do this anymore. We can just, actually, we need this thing. Someone said concate sucks. Add the army list to the end. All right, that one's gone. This should probably be in this switch population work and workday over, because when the player makes the hero recruit, it changes the hero's activity to recruit. If the hero isn't moving, then recruit. For each population and the hero, this is a list of heroes in county list. I thought we changed this to a no, that's the other thing. Okay. Where what do I do with this where thing? Let's just make this normal, where population data activity is not equal to move. Then what do we do? Oh, we do all this shit? Get out of here, where? Get out of here. This needs to go up to here, I think. Not enough recruits, so start recruiting. If is the count. Okay, yeah, that looks right. I mean, we're like I said, we're gonna have like 6,000 fucking bugs, dude. But it's worth it. All right, so here we're back to the hero dictionary. I swear to God, I renamed that earlier. This is a key value pair, and it's an int, comma int. It's gonna be very confusing. Key value pair. And then if What the fuck are we? Defender on the way. Get all the hero get the all heroes list in the destination county for the county's faction to see if any of that faction heroes are on the way. What? What is this supposed to do? I'm gonna leave this for future me. So we got a faction data. Then we look through population data, hero equals. Do we need to pass in a list? We do. We gotta go county data equals, you know, it auto-populated something there. Value. No, it is value. Wait, was the key the right thing earlier? This is actually a county. Then we're gonna go county data dot key. This is value. The value is the location. Nope, this is key. And then we need a comma in here. And this is key value pair. Nope, this is key. This is value. What am I doing? Wait, what? Return population data from population ID. We need a list. This is nothing. And this is the key. The key is the hero. And then I guess I could just call this population data. Sure, why not? Population data. Whew. Should have done the saving earlier. All right, what is this shit? Army attacking a county. Army visiting county. Oh shit, we had like those different H boxes too. I forgot about that. Just so I don't have to work with it. Let's see what this thing did. Let me think. I'm thinking in the back of my mind about how we're gonna do that. We might have to get rid of the. We might have to switch gears here, but we need to fix all these errors. There's only 23 of them, right? Not a big deal. So let's see how this thing's doing. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of cool that a person can just create a game from nothing, but okay, this stuff's back. We don't have any orders. That looks good. We'll put in a buy order. Whoops. This is right. So I wanted it to stack when it's this person. Then we got to log out, and then we got to log into 2. I think we need to register too. And then we can go to here. Yeah, so there's 3. I wonder if we put a buy order in for the same price. It will stack. Okay. And then let's hire some earth workers. That seems like too many earth workers there, man. Let's give it a second. It ticks every 15 seconds. I should change it for testing to be every like 5 seconds. 15 seconds doesn't seem that long until you gotta wait 15 seconds all the time. Okay, I think 15 seconds is past it. We'll hire 2. We'll assign these guys. So the Earth Food Vat currently is the only place people can work. We're gonna have it so that you can build stuff too in your headquarters, in these building slots. I tried to give it a sleeping room, but it didn't. It works, but I don't like it. I don't know what this little picture is either. So this all seems to work. Let's give it its next big thing that it's gonna. This is gonna be like pretty brutal, which we'll look at probably tomorrow. We need to have a schedule, a calendar with daily hours on it instead of people just working immediately when they are assigned. The calendar, I stopped it. I don't know if it's connected, if the server's running. It looks like it is. So where do we want this calendar? So basically what we need to do, workers start working at 9 and get off work at 5. And then they don't work again until 9 to 5. Do we need the calendar here? No. Okay, so we need to have a calendar with daily hours on it. We need to change how the workers work. We actually don't need we need the workers to work on a set schedule instead of working for 40 hours straight. They should start work every day at 9 a.m. and end work at 5 p.m. Their status should be off work when they are not working. Let's see what it does with this. It's going to break a bunch of shit. All right, I don't know what to do about this army thing. So we have hero visiting. We don't have army visiting anymore. Army reached. So I guess we can just get rid of this. Like I said, oh, we have stuff accessing this. Okay, so here this is going to change because we need to change, is this an army? So we need to somewhere, how are we checking this? Is there like a bool or something stupid? There's an enum. So the whole reason I wanted two different things, it didn't kind of work, or the whole reason why two different groups doesn't really work, two different types, like an army versus a group of a hero with followers. It's because I want to kind of have the ability, and I use the Red Wedding in Game of Thrones as an example. I want you to be able to be doing a diplomatic mission and then stab everyone to death. So this is going to be, yeah, we're going to have, all right, let's just make it so that we can get through the airs, I suppose. Where was that army thing? Did I put this in faction data? I don't remember where I put this. We'll come back to that. Where were we with this? Is this an army usage 8? Oh my god. So under population data, which we're already in, how are we going to do this? Why? This actually worked. This is the opposite. This is the one thing I did not fuck myself on. Why? So I think what we're gonna have to do is some sort of like is hostile or something, but we'll have to have like the. I don't know how we're gonna do that. I haven't really thought about it much because I kept kicking it down the road. Let's hope that like the next area we get. Oh, here it is right here. Well, we don't have an army list, so we can't. Oh, what is this? Change to army. This always needs to be here first for everything else to work. All right, change the army isn't going to exist, so we're going to get rid of this. We're not going to be changing it to an army. It will be some sort of hostility thing, like where you're hostile, you're at war with them or something. You'll have to check your faction, and you'll have to click a button to attack them or to be like to go into hostile mode, or you'll have to go through the diplomacy declaring war ahead of time. So yeah, I guess destruction will be our best thing here. Check for healing. Yeah, that's gone. Convert factions. Okay, so where did we just move this? Faction dictator. There we go. Can I get these 19 heirs gone? Oh, here's the one. Army attacks county. We want this, but we just want it to be. I'm going to comment this one out because this is going to be different. We might actually need this. We're going to need these, whatever. We're going to need these in a different spot. Same with this one. We might need to, it looks almost identical to the hero one, so it's probably not going to matter. We have so many fucking bugs, dude. Where does this run? If this is an army, returns false. We need to change, we're not gonna have time to do this. We need to change this to be, if this needs to be changed to something like, if the faction is at war with the current hero locations faction. And that's what we're gonna put this right now, because I need to. God damn, my beard's with the point of itch. I hate it. We're gonna put it right here. War. What is this? Line 155 in token movement. 155 in token movement. And we'll do that tomorrow, I guess. It's like writing a whole other thing that's unrelated to saving and loading, but we need to fix. I should have done saving and loading earlier. Yep. All right, move to top. Let's push this broken code. We'll deal with that later. Push code. Push broken code. Started the removal of the concept of two different hero types, heroes and armies. Wonder who we should raid today. Push. The song I'm listening to is not very good. It's okay. It's okay. And I was suddenly like, I hope you guys can't hear this song. All right, let's find somebody to raid. Then that will be it for me today, obviously. Let's see. We are going to, because Firefox crashed, everything is taking a while to load up here. Raid channel. And we will look for filter Godot. I like to always support the Godot people when possible. We're like, it's like the fuck is that guy's name? Goliath? What the fuck is the little person's name? All right, Godot, who we got here? Oh, I gotta check my list too. Goddamn, Word has crashed too. What the fuck happened to my computer? Close the program. No, I don't want to recover it. Everything just fell apart. I wonder if it's because I'm remoted into another computer. I mean, I usually, for like work, for like work and shit, I'm remoted into like 5 computers all day long. And I restarted. Oh my God, Word. All right, let me find my, what the fuck is this? Feedback to Microsoft. Get out of here. You guys can't see that, but yeah, Microsoft wanted some feedback. I should have given it some feedback. All right, let's see. Back to this. We're rating somebody. We're going to go over here. Bring this over here. Let's find somebody new that we haven't rated before. That needs the few viewers that I have. Here, Trailer Park Ryan. Backyard bird watching. What does that have to do with Godot? That seems a little strange. Gotta find somebody who is painting, 3D modeling. I like it when the person has a face. Here, this guy has one. Back on this game because owes me 7 chicken nuggets. Indie game. This person has a face. Resident Evil 6. I don't think he's making Resident Evil 6. Blender. Am I being too picky? Pixel artist. Nick Dog. This person is playing Super Mario. Can we? Okay, are we? What? Modding Armored Core. You know, I was thinking about buying that game ages ago. It was so expensive though. Maybe we won't. The created by Critters isn't streaming either, which is crazy. He's my fallback if I can't find anyone that I'm interested in rating. He usually streams like every time, a little bit later after. What is this? Researching pathfinding G clone, G police clone. Here, we'll raid this guy. Single player 3D. English. He's already got 6 viewers, but we'll do it anyways. Thank you guys for joining me. We'll keep messing with that other Godot game, or the other Claude game, until I run out of my 30 days on it. We'll see how it goes. But like I said, I don't know. I'm not very impressed. I mean, I am impressed by it does some things, but man, I don't know. Life's confusing and complicated. But thank you for joining me. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.